Well, you've promoted and now people want to see the house. What do I do now? All right, well, now you get to show the house. Okay, now you want to get people into the house. So because you want to get people to see it, they want to get people the experience of being inside it. Now, you have already done the 3D virtual tour, right? You've already done the high def photography. You've already done the drone. You've done all the stuff for promoting. So they've got a good idea of what it is, because you don't want people in there that it's never going to work for. You don't want to be opening your house to 1 million people for whom they could have self-filtered themselves out because they could have seen it as no backyard, or the room, you don't want to make the house look like something it's not, so that when you show the house 1 million times and it never turns out to be as good as the photos. No, you want one of these houses that looks better than the photos. Why? Because you want to sell it in the least time for the most money. You don't want 1 billion people through there that for whom it's never going to work, right? So now that you've gotten the photos and everything out there and they look great and they come in and the house now needs to look better than the photos, you get people in. So you need some systematic way to get them in. Now, if you have a realtor and you're using a realtor to represent you, they've got this in place, okay? This is the multiple listing service, generally has systems in place where they schedule showings, and you and your realtor need to work out how much, if you're living there, how much lead time do you need? Usually an hour or so to get out of the house. The more convenient you can make this for your buyer, the better. This is why homes that are vacant sell for more and in less time, because they're easier to show, they're cleaner, they show better, they're easier for the buyer to appreciate because you're not there. Okay, so if you can possibly move out and then sell your house, it's going to be an easier sale. However, not everyone can do that. Some people need to sell while they're still living in the house, and you can definitely get that to work. You just need to make it convenient for your customer. I have seen, whatever works for you and your family. We sometimes will pay for our clients to go to an Airbnb for a weekend so we can show the house all weekend. If the market is hot enough, it should only take us a weekend to get it sold. So get out, let us show it 1 million times. We'll get the offers on Monday or Tuesday. You'll be back in your house. Let's go. Otherwise, you need to be ready to leave the house on an hour's notice. If you're not, like you're saying, I need a day's notice, no problem. You can do a day's notice. It's just going to lower your price and extend the period of time that you have to sell it. Why? Because you've just put a barrier between you and the buyer. Now, maybe you can't avoid it. You have a baby, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work for you. I get it. I'm not arguing with you about it. I'm just telling you, the harder you make it for a buyer to see the house, the longer it's going to take and the lower the price is going to be. Why? Because that's business. That's the way business works. You got to think about it. You're the CEO of a business selling a commodity in a crowded marketplace. The more difficult you make it for your customer, the less customers are going to be interested and the less they're going to be willing to pay. Just look at your own experience. If it's a hassle to buy something, you're less likely to buy it. So the easier you can make it to buy, the better, which means you want to be there. You want to make sure that you don't want to be there. Sorry, you want to be out, right? You don't want to be hanging over. If you're selling this on your own, DIY style, you want to let the buyer in and you want to leave, right? Get a lockbox. If you need a professional MLS lockbox, I'm happy to lend you one. No problem. Any realtor can log in. They're licensed and bonded. They can show your house. Otherwise, you're going to be opening your house for all potential buyers, in which case in any event, I would remove any valuables, any of the jewelry, blah, 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 anything that someone can put in their pocket. Why? Because trust in God, but lock the barn, So you want to get all that stuff out. But if you're using a realtor, all this will be systematized for you and easy, easy, easy. But the thing you need to remember is shine. The house needs to shine. It needs to stay clean. It needs to stay impeccable. People may not notice how clean it is, but I promise you they're going to notice if it's dirty. And you want nothing but positive experiences from your buyers. You want nothing but good vibes. You want nothing but good feelings. You want it to pop every time someone walks in. Every time someone walks in, and you want to take fresh eyes and you want to get feedback from your buyers. So you need some systematized way to follow up with everyone who's seen the house. Again, if you have a realtor, all this is handled for you. The realtor will have ways of reaching out to every buyer that comes through. We always send a text to every agent that showed a house and ask them what their feedback was, so that we can get that feedback and we can adjust how the house looks, We can adjust things that we can adjust. We can adjust the price if the things that don't work for them are things that we didn't think would be a problem, but turn out to be a problem for the buyer. We need to know that, right? We need a system. We need to know how the house is showing, right? We always tell people no offers or no showings in a 7-day span means the house is overpriced. Why? Because if it was priced correctly, we would have gotten an offer in a week, depending on how many showings are, maybe 10 days in a slower market. But we want to be responsible for, we don't set the price. The buyer sets the price. And if we said the price is X and no offers came in the first 7 to 10 days, we know we guessed wrong. Why? Because we've done everything else. We've promoted it. It's on Facebook. Everyone knows it. It's not a question of, did enough people see it? And does it look great? Yep, we did all the work to make it look great. We did all the work that we knew to do. We did everything about it. People have come in and maybe we're even getting feedback about it. And the number one feedback that I need is anyone buying? Did they offer on it? And if they didn't, then we got to lower the price. Like I said, I don't set the price and you don't set the price. The buyer sets the price. And all we can do is dance with them. The longer we wait to lower the price, the less money we're going to get. Okay? Because depending on the speed of the market, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month at the max, people are going to see that house and they're going to start to question what's wrong with that house. And the moment that happens, and sometimes it's just a week in a fast-moving market, sometimes it's a month or longer, depending on the price point in the market. But at some point, they're going to start to wonder what's wrong with the house. And the moment the buyers start to think that, you're now chasing them down. You got to keep lowering the price, and they're going to start thinking there's something wrong, and you're going to get less money than if you had priced it right the first time. You'll get all this information, the feedback from showings. It's why you've got to make sure your showings are organized and systematic to get that kind of feedback. Okay, and like I said, any agent that you interviewed well and got good reviews and you interviewed you called their references, you should be fairly confident that this person knows what they're doing and has all that system in place and can get you that information when needed so that you can manage to keep the price where it's going to sell. Because your job is to get you're the boss, selling a commodity, you want to get the most money in the least time with the least hassle. You got to start adjusting based on the showings, okay? So keep it clean, get as many people in there as possible, follow up, get all that feedback and keep adjusting. That's showing. Next is when you get to the best part, okay? The best is negotiating the deal, all right? In the meantime, if you got questions about any of this so far, let me know. Aaron Hendon with Christine & Company over at eXp Realty. Talk to you soon.